Welcome to r/slash Tales from Tech Support, where a lady makes a phone call to tech support complaining that she can't make phone calls. What? Our first Reddit post is from raitaro. I work help desk for a retail store chain in the UK. I had a call from a store about a till drawer that wasn't opening after a transaction. I say, could you check that the till is plugged into the back of the PC? The user says, sure, 1 second. I hear him rummaging under the desk. Yeah, it's plugged in. This piece of garbage software occasionally forgets which COM port to operate for the till drawer. I'm just gonna try to open the drawer manually. Can you stand back from the drawer so it doesn't hit you? Huh, sure. I open up command and try to open the drawer. I tried the first command. Nothing. I try the second command. Ugh. Thud. Hello? I heard something. Did the drawer open? Hello? After around 20 seconds, a woman picks up the phone laughing. He had to go to the bathroom to clean his nose. The till drawer hit him in the face and bust his nose. We'll call you back later. Whenever I want to reach through the screen and smack a user, I'll always think back to this story and remember it's possible. OP, if you just discovered a way to punch people through the internet, then if you turn that into a business, you could become the world's first trillionaire. Our next Reddit post is from Machiavelli54. So I had a customer call me up in mobile tech support with the problem that his data wasn't working for 20 minutes. Pretty quickly, I found out why. He had accidentally turned off his data on the phone menu, which happens a lot, but usually the customer goes, oops, silly me. So this customer starts demanding that he wants compensation for his time without service and being very rude about it. After a couple minutes, he's not accepting that this is his mistake, not ours, so I get an idea. I tell him I'm going to speak to my manager. I went up to my manager, explain what's happening. He says the customer's being ridiculous, and I said, listen, I have an idea for him. Are you okay with this? Then I explain my idea. My manager says, are you kidding? Let me get on call listening before you go back. I want to hear this. He gave me the thumbs up that he was ready to listen, and I proceed. Right, sir. I just had a word with my manager and I've managed to swing something for you. So let's break this down. You pay us $40 a month for 3 services, calls, texts, and data. So let's divide your bill by 3. That gives us $13.33. So let's divide further by 30 days to get 44 cents for your daily data. Now, you had your data turned off for 20 minutes, but for the purpose of this, I'll round it up to an hour, so we just need to divide that 44 cents by 24 hours. So that means you're looking at compensation of 1.2 cents. So let's just say 2 cents. I looked over at my manager during this, and he was covering his mouth laughing. The customer goes, "Are you having an effing laugh?" No, sir. The math is there. Go on then. I'll take it. Most people would have gotten angrier or hung up or something, but this choosing beggar is like, hey, 2 cents. I consider this an absolute win. Our next Reddit post is from Deleted. Here's another tale from the out of hours heck desk. This gym happened a few days ago. Hello, service desk. The server is down. You need to fix this now. Which server are you referring to? The server. Okay, what is it that you're trying to do? Trying to access the god-dang server. Yes, she was shouting the entire time. Please, can you stop shouting at me and tell me which server you're talking about? Or what is it that you're trying to do? The business we support has many different servers for different things. I need to know exactly what isn't working. Holy cow, the server isn't working. The server isn't working. You're wasting my time. In the background, I've already loaded up our server monitoring tools. No alerts. I've checked our monitoring. I'm not seeing any servers as being down. Which department are you calling from? Irrelevant. Fix the goddamn server now. Can I get your staff ID, please? Irrelevant. Click. 10 minutes later. Hello, service desk. Holy cow, the goddamn server is still down. What are you doing about this? Nothing? Excuse me, nothing? You still haven't told me which server is down or what is not actually working. You people, it's obvious my phone isn't working. I can't make calls. The server has gone down. You need to call your people and fix this. Ma'am, I can see you're calling me from your desk phone at extension. Is that correct? Yes. And this is the phone you can't make calls from, correct? Yes. Do you see why I'm having trouble understanding the problem? The server is down. I can't call. And then she gives an obviously invalid number. Ma'am, that number is 3 digits short of a valid number. That's why the call isn't connecting. Listen, the server is obviously down. I'll have my people call your people about this. Click. So, just to be clear, this woman thinks that phones aren't working. So she calls the guy on the phone to complain that phones aren't working. And when he doesn't do anything, she says, I'm gonna get my guys to call your guy to address the fact that nobody can call each other on the phones. Our next Reddit post is from thedarkavengerx. IT saw a ticket had come in and it was from Confused Woman. It said, "You deleted all my files. I need them to do my job." IT called Confused Woman to see what was going on because we don't delete personal files off of people's computers unless there's a good reason for it, and we have the user's permission. So while he was on the phone, he remotes into her computer and noticed everything but the recycling bin was missing on her desktop. He noticed that there were files in the recycling bin, so he opened it and all her files are there. Here are all your files. Did you move them into here? Yes, I did. I moved them in here to recycle them so they will be clean for me to work on them. Excuse me? Yes, I moved them to the recycling bin to make them new again so I could reuse the files. This is the trash bin. You would move files here to delete them off of your computer. It is not a trash can, it is a recycling bin. It says so right under the icon. So for the next half hour, my buddy had to teach her how to use the recycling bin. Because as we all know, the real way to use a recycling bin is to clean viruses off of your files so that you can recycle them and they're good as new. Our next Reddit post is from Bombadils. First post in quite some time. I work at a local authority on the help desk. Social workers are the bane of my existence. But you learn to cope with their general incompetence as part of the job. But sometimes they can still surprise you. This happened today. So we use a generic username for most of our computers so that people can log onto the machine. Then, from there, they log into Citrix to work. Everyone knows the username and password for this. It's literally written on the walls in most areas, because the only thing it can access is another login page, so it isn't a security issue. Most of these accounts stay logged on at all times to save confusing the geniuses that work there. A guy rang up, said hello, and asked for the generic login details. I've changed the exact username and password in this story, but other than that, it's more or less word for word. So, what's the username? It's computer. So, is that the asset number of the PC? No, it's just the word computer. And then backslash my name? No, it's the word computer. COMPUTER. Computer, nothing else. And what's the password? It's password, as in the word password with a capital P, but you replace the A with a 4. So it's password 4? No, it is not. It is P4SSWORD with a capital P at the beginning. Everything else is lowercase. Okay, so the username is computer password. What's the password? No, the username is computer. The password is password. That's everything. Just 2 words. 2 boxes, 2 words. Type, type, type. It didn't work. I typed in password, but it says it's incorrect. Spell out what you typed for me, please. PASSWORD. Very slowly and clearly, in case it was my accent or something. Like I said, capital P, number 4, lowercase s, lowercase s, lowercase w, lowercase o, lowercase r, lowercase d. Password. Type, type, type. Nope, and it says the account is locked. I used a capital P this time, definitely. Did you use a 4 instead of the A? Use 4 whats? I remoted to the machine and typed it in for him. He complained that the system was needlessly complicated. As my great-grandmother would say, that fella is so dumb he couldn't find his foot if the instructions were written on the bottom of his shoe. Our next Reddit post is from Regs2. Every office has their special users. The ones who can't figure out anything technical. Everything is an emergency, and everything has to function exactly the same or they can't work. At my job, it's the HR lady. Since she's just HR, all her problems boil down to printer error, Excel, Word, reboot, and it works type of issues. And since I am the system admin, they are all my responsibility. However, every issue she has, she comes back to IT, walks right by my desk, goes to the programmer, manager, network admin, and explains the issue. Every time they either tell her to go to me, even though she gets complainy, or relay the info to me to fix. A few weeks back, she had a problem with the calculations on an Excel spreadsheet. Everyone was at lunch, so she's forced to ask me. Immediately, I say it's probably rounding up or down because it's only off by a penny. This doesn't suffice, so she ignores me and waits until lunches are done to return. She goes to programmer guy and, like usual, he passes it to me. I email her with a breakdown showing how it's rounding. She still wants programmer guy to look at it, so my manager responds with a message saying he will get to it when he can. Well, programmer guy is swamped. The new website launch is getting pushed out. Her Excel problem gets shelved, with her emails coming ever more frequent. My manager even resends my explanation, but she wants programmer guy to look at it. This is unacceptable. So she goes to the VP saying, "We aren't helping her." My boss sets up a meeting with the 3 of us for me to explain the issue. It was the shortest meeting ever because I start explaining it and our VP completely understands right away. The VP cuts me off, looks at HR lady and says, "You pulled me into a meeting for this garbage?" The user Gambet down in the comments offers some very unique perspective. It's a classic case of wasting dollars to save cents. Your time is X dollars an hour, her time is Y dollars an hour, the programmer's time and the VP's time, etc., etc. By the time you spend 1 minute investigating, the cents saved by fixing it to her satisfaction had already been wasted. This only got worse as more people got involved. Nice to see the VP layeth the smackdown though. Our next Reddit post is from brenkelieshere. Last year, Helpdesk got a call from a user complaining that the laptop we issued him wouldn't read DVDs. He was one of those, "I am a very busy and a very important man, and I don't have time to follow your troubleshooting steps over the phone. Just fix it, dang it," kinda guys. So he said he would get someone to drop off the laptop at our office and pick up a loaner. We received the laptop a couple days later. There was a note attached saying that now it wasn't even booting into Windows anymore. Sure enough, he was right. It didn't even attempt to load Windows, and instead we were greeted by the non-system disk or disk error message. It sounded and looked like the PC was trying to boot from the DVD drive instead of the hard drive. We opened the disk tray and saw the culprit. There was a DVD in there, alright, but it was placed upside down. We flipped the disc over. He was trying to watch Dumb and Dumber. In this guy's case, DVD stands for dumb. Very dumb. That was r/slash Tales from Tech Support, and I've received reports from some users reporting an error where they're not subscribed to my channel. Luckily, the fix to that is really simple. All you have to do is click that big red subscribe button, and that should solve all your problems.